Hi there, how are you? Welcome back to M Talks. Today we're going to look at something that's taken the world by storm in the recent past. There is so much of hype, is this herd mentality, and people are like all clamoring over it. There is a lot of information, there is a lot of misinformation. Yes, I'm talking about the cryptocurrencies. Your Bitcoin, your Litecoin, your Dogecoin, your Ripple, your Dash, loads and loads, hundreds of them. But before we go ahead and look at the cryptocurrencies themselves, we've got to understand a big difference between money and currency. Money is defined by three major characteristics. One, it has to be a store of value. The value in money has to be retained over long periods of time. Two, it is a unit of account. It measures the value of commodities, goods, and services. Three, it's a medium of exchange. What is currency? Currency is nothing but a form of payment because there are different currencies available. Where the difference between money and currency comes is money is estimated differently based on the currency that is being used to estimate it. I hope you get what I'm saying. For example, if something is, let's say, 100 in value, now in US dollar terms, it is, let's say, 100. In euro terms, it's 102. In rupee terms, it's like 7,000 odd rupees. In pounds, it's a different value. So the currency is only a form of payment. As you listen to the video more and more, you will understand the clear difference. For a currency to be successful, it needs to measure up to certain expectations. One, the currency has to be widely accepted, not just within the country where it is issued, but across borders. Okay, for example, there are some currencies issued by certain countries which may not be accepted in a shop or an establishment in a different country. But if you look at something like a dollar or a euro, it's widely accepted across geographical boundaries. You go to a shop in Africa, they will accept it. You go to a shop in India, they will accept it. For a currency to be successful, acceptance is key. Second is, it's got to be a legal tender. What do I mean by legal tender? It has to be issued by a valid government. It has to be backed by a solid government, which means that over a period of time, it has to be accepted as a deferred payment as well. Meaning, even in the future, it should be accepted as a form of payment. Now, how do countries issue currency? How does it become money? Let's look at it quickly. One, there used to be a time when it was called representative money, meaning it was issued based on gold or silver or valuables in a particular economy. So the quantum of valuables was translated into paper money, into currency. So that was what was called representative money. Then the requirement for currencies became so much that the government started issuing it as a fiat currency, meaning fiat money, meaning they issued it based on the demand and supply as required by the international community for that particular currency. Okay, that's all not important. But like I said, for a currency to be successful, one, it has to be widely accepted. It has to be accepted across all merchants, all establishments, and across boundaries, geographical boundaries. So let's look at the cryptocurrency. Basically, what is cryptocurrency? It is based on or modeled on a cryptographic setup, and they call it a blockchain concept, wherein they put the input in a particular block, and the block is full and it is all accepted by all the users. Then it moves on to a different part, and everybody gets a part of the block in terms of it. And cryptography is a process by which it is encrypted to make it secure, as in it cannot be broken down, it can't be hacked, and it's like secure. And they have used cryptography in different forms from those days during World War and stuff like that for communication between different countries or spies or whatever else they used it. What is the basic objective of the cryptocurrency? Why was it created? It was created by a gentleman, apparently, somebody who has not even claimed ownership or claimed royalty or claimed that he has created it, by a gentleman called Satoshi Nakamoto, somewhere around 2008. Even today, nobody knows if he's the one who created it, because he's not claimed it. That I'm talking about Bitcoin. But then there are so many other cryptocurrencies that have started creeping in, with hundreds and hundreds of them. Why cryptocurrency? There was a basic logic why money came into being as a medium of exchange, as a store of value, as a unit of account. There is a basic logic why currencies were issued by governments, because everybody can't carry gold and silver all over the place, and so they had to have a form which was simple to transact, ease of use, accepted everywhere. What is the utility of this cryptocurrency? What was the basic reason with which it was created? Apparently, it is something which cannot be tracked. The transactions that you do with the cryptocurrencies cannot be tracked by anybody. It's supposedly secret, supposedly secure, out of the government eyes. So this is its main USP, unique selling proposition. It is created as a form of, what is the opposite of transparent, kind of a transaction. So then you understand who are the people who will be actually looking to invest or looking to build this cryptocurrency. People who don't want to be tracked by any government agency or any government. Number two, let's talk about the legal aspect. Has cryptocurrency been accepted as legal tender? Except, I think, only one country, a Central American country called El Salvador with a 6 odd million population, nobody else has made this a legal currency. Yes, they have recognized the cryptocurrency only with the view of making sure that the exchanges that deal with the cryptocurrency make all the transactions which are suspicious available to the government agency. Because when you have transactions that cannot be tracked, it throws the door open to all sorts of nefarious activities. I mean, let's face it, it happens even with normal secure transactions. There are different ways people find to do all these nefarious activities. I mean, do you want to throw the world open, in this form? And if these are the kind of people who will benefit from this particular type of currency, do you want to be part of it? Again, one more thing that you have to think about. The third is, for cryptocurrency to be successful, let's face it, it has to be supported by the financial institution. Now, there may be a few people who are willing to accept Bitcoin as payment or a few cryptocurrencies as payment. But for it to gain the kind of acceptance that is required to be to take over as another form of money, every shop has to start accepting it. Every establishment has to start accepting it, and not just in one geographical area. It has to be on a worldwide basis. It has to be accepted. And for the financial institutions to back it and to support the merchants who will accept it, it has to be backed by the governments as well. Let's assume over a period of time that will happen. There will be some regulatory issues that will come in. The governments will start accepting it and say, okay, this is all right. But it then has to be regulated. It then has to follow a process. And once it starts doing that, all this hype, the secure transaction, and things which are hidden, which cannot be verified by everybody, all that has to change, will change. Otherwise, what is again the utility of this? Is the objective to create a separate set of financial system, a completely different set of financial systems? And how will it merge, or how will it work with the existing system? Where is the connect? How do you, I don't see that in my mind clearly. How is it going to connect? Anyway, so these are the issues. And again, people create hype saying that Mr. X has invested $1 million, Mr. Y has invested $1 billion. There is no way of checking it, because the transaction cannot be verified. Unlike in a stock market, you can't go and check it. You can't. Don't have data. So the Mr. X has invested $1 million is something which somebody can just say. And if Mr. X does not deny it, it is taken as a fact. So Mr. X was supposed to be a big billionaire. He invested it. Everybody, the herd mentality starts following. This is how this thing gets created. And end of the day, why does it happen? Who benefits from it? That's the big question. People who actually facilitate the exchange, that's the exchange houses, they are the ones who actually benefit because, again, there is no system. You don't know how much they charge, you don't know how much they're allowed to charge. And there is this news about suddenly one particular exchange, a popular one, I don't want to name it, some computer glitch, and the value of Bitcoin went from a few tens of thousands to a few thousands. People were like, I'm sure people, a few of them had heart attacks looking at that. And then the next day it said it's a computer glitch and they rectified it. I mean, who is to stop this from happening? What is the control? For people like you and I, for people who earned our money the hard way, we don't need to keep our transactions out of the system because we don't have anything to hide. It's all there. I mean, we are paying our taxes, we have responsible governments, and we have somebody we can hold responsible for a lot of things. I mean, how then who do you ask? For example, if in a crypto exchange kind of a scenario, if somebody just kind of closes down and says, okay, all the money is not transferred to the buyer or the seller, it hangs with the exchange and they close down, who will you go and ask? What is your legal recourse? These are the issues that people just tend to ignore because, again, I'm repeating this, they just get caught up with the hype and they want to be like part of the gambit, and they want to make some money without even understanding it. There are markets where there are a lot of opportunities available, and they themselves are difficult to understand even though it's all transparent and open. With this kind of an opportunity, I don't know, it is difficult. All I'm saying is, folks, before you start looking at cryptocurrency and you start looking at investing in it or taking a major stake or buying large quantities, just be careful. Think about all these aspects, is all I'm saying. Maybe over a period of time the governments will accept it, and over a period of time the merchants will start accepting it. It will become a very important part of the system. Nobody should know. But as of now, these are the issues that we are faced with. Keep them in mind before you look at it. That's all I have to say in this video. Thank you for listening to me. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye for now.